Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are doing parts of speech. We have completed noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction and interjection. Article is also a part of speech. When we say speech, then it has some parts. In a sentence you can see noun is used, adjective is used, verb is used in one sentence. Pronoun is there. So all parts of speech, they combine together and then form a speech. So then we will say that today we are doing articles. That is very important in English, written and spoken as well. So you have to listen very carefully to this video. After listening to this video, after understanding articles from Sir Javed Aziz, inshallah, in future you will feel no problem when you will use articles in your written formation or while speaking also. So please pay full attention in this video. First of all, we all must know what articles are. A, an and the are articles in English. We all are familiar. Whenever, even if in 1 and 2 class you will say what are articles, even you will go to Montessori section and ask them what are articles, they will say a and the. So a and the. In English, these three are called articles. Remember, articles are used before nouns or noun equivalents. Noun equivalents equal to noun. Before nouns or noun equivalent and are a type of adjective. If somebody will ask you what type of, why article is a part of speech, then you will say that article is basically a type of adjective. It is type of an adjective. So articles are basically used before noun or noun equivalent which is equal to noun. So this is what article is. Then remember, these three articles are, an and the. One, the is a definite article and a and an. A, an. These two are indefinite articles. Remember, definite article is the. It is used before a singular noun as well as plural noun. If noun is plural or singular, we can use the before that. But remember, a and an. These are indefinite articles. It is only used before a singular noun. Only before a singular noun. Why? Because a and an means one. A and an means one. Therefore. So look at definite article the. It is used before a noun to indicate that the identity of the noun is known to the reader. Identity is known to the reader. You know, I am Sir Javed Aziz. When in book you will read Qaid-e-Azam, there is only one Qaid-e-Azam. So the Qaid-e-Azam. Then we will say Mount Everest. So the Mount Everest. When we say river, then river, we never use the with river. But when you say river Jehlam, then it is a definite. So reader will know that the noun that we are using is identity. I know very well. Indication is there and the indication gives you with the. The is the indication that identity is known. A famous person, place or thing. Simple words we say in front of a proper noun. In front of a proper noun. Now, indefinite articles are and an. Article a is used before a noun that is general, common, or when its identity is not known. We say boy is sitting there. We don't know which boy. A boy, a tree, a plant, a book, the Quran, a book, the treasure island. You got my point? So a general thing, that is common thing. So before common nouns, we use a. Article an is used before a noun beginning with a vowel sound. Whenever vowel sound is there, like we say umbrella. Now when I said vowel sound, remember one thing, we do a big mistake. We know that before, when we say ant, we say an ant. When we say elephant, we always say an elephant, because vowel is there, vowel letter is there. But what is vowel sound basically? Like I always say, I am MSc Zoology and MA English. So I am an MA English. Because the sound comes over here is am. The sound starts like this, am, am. So when I say MA English, so a sound is there, so it means vowel sound is there, so we will use an in front of MA. So remember that again, the article an is used before a noun beginning with a vowel sound. Now, I will tell you with the help of a table, I will tell you what are specific and non-specific, what are countable and non-countable nouns, where we can use how we use before singular and before plural, before countable and non-countable nouns, because articles are used before nouns. So when you practice, first you must know what and the are. They are articles, where we use articles, what are two types of articles, and where we use the, and an. So here, now I will draw a table for you, and you will watch that what next I am going to tell you, that what are the specific and non-specific, what are countable and non-countable, and the final thing is that what is the difference between the singular noun and plural nouns. So then comes the table. When we say that rules, I have written the heading I have given, that is rule, count nouns and non-count nouns. The first rule. So remember that I have written rules for you, 3 rules. What if this condition, rule means if this condition apply in a sentence, then what you are going to do? You have to find that noun, before noun we are using article, either it is a count noun or a non-count noun. When you will find this, that noun is a countable or it is uncountable, then what condition, what rule says, how you will use article over there. First, understand what is a count and non-countable noun. Non-count nouns are always singular, that we cannot count, and count nouns may be singular or plural. Like, I give you example. Suppose water. If a glass of water, just I will take a glass of water and I will pour water like this on the floor, then water is there, and that water is not countable. But what I will do is that I will just dip my finger in that glass of water and there is a drop of water. Then I will say a drop of water. It means 1 drop. And then we can count. If we will fill inside that plumber and we will pinch it, so drop wise it is coming out. You have seen the drip, hospitals we use, drop wise water is coming. So we can count 1 drop of water, 2 drop of water, 3 drop of water. So now we can count noun water, we can count over there in that form, that 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, but water as a whole when it falls, then it is uncountable. So this is different between countable and uncountable noun. I hope drops you can count, but completely water you cannot count. Rule number 1 says specific identity not known. When I say specific identity, don't get confused. I am saying proper noun. Specific identity, proper noun. when we know that it is a common thing, then if common thing is countable, then you will use a and an. If that specific not known is non-count, then you will not use an article before that. Then article is not used. I will give you examples for that. Rule number 2 says, if specific identity is known, if it is a proper noun, then either it is countable or non-countable. Both conditions we will use the. If it is a proper specific identity, then we, in both conditions, either specific identity is countable or non-countable. In both conditions we will use the in front of noun. All things in general, if we will take all things in general, leaving a specific identity not known or known aside, all things, then we don't use any article before that. We never use. There is no need to use article over there. I will give you examples just after this. So remember, when I say specific identity, now look here. Rule number 1. Now I will explain all the 3 rules in detail. Rule number 1 says specific identity not known. Rule number 1, specific identity not known. Before a noun that begin with consonant sound, whose specific identity is not known, we will use a. Before consonant and before vowel sound, we use an. That I have explained you before this. Consonants, vowels we know. What are vowels? Vowels is R, A, E, I, O, U. 26 alphabets, 5 vowels. 21, rest of the 21 are consonants. So, before these consonants, rule number 1 says specific identity not known if common is there. If noun is common form, specific identity not known, then before consonant, 21 consonant, we use a. And before these 5 vowels, if the sound is vowel, then we use an. Rule 1 is clear. Rule like, take example. I think an animal is in the garage. An animal. So, specific identity is not known. Which animal? Just animal. But we have used an because the sound is vowel. And scoundrel. Sound is not vowel. It is a consonant. So, that man is a scoundrel. We are looking for an apartment. Again, vowel sound is there. So, it is clear to you now. Rule number 1 is clear that before a noun, if noun is beginning with a consonant sound, we always use a. And if noun whose specific identity is not known and sound, it gives the sound of a vowel, it starts with the sound of vowel, then we will use an before that. Note one thing. Sometimes an adjective comes between the article and noun. Then this condition is turned up. It takes a complete U-turn. Look, if you will say, you will not say, if unhappy, I will remove this unhappy from here. The sentence is an unhappy boy. Unhappy is an adjective. So we said an unhappy boy because this U sound is a vowel sound. So we have used an. But remember, if unhappy I will remove, then what you will do? A boy. You got my point? But before adjective comes before, then article will be according to the sound of the adjective. So an unhappy. Like you will say an apple, but here adjective came red apple. So before red you can't write an because red is starting with a consonant. So you will write a red apple. So this is what, sometimes it happens that rule number 1, sometimes we go in this form. Rule number 2 says specific identity known. When specific identity known, use the definite article, that is the. Either it is countable or it is non-countable. The with any noun, whether singular or plural, count or uncount. Like we say, the apple was juicy and delicious. The apple was juicy, because we are talking about that apple that was juicy and delicious. All apples are not juicy and delicious. This is the specific known article. So we have used the with that. It also says use article the when a phrase, a clause and an adjective describing the noun restricts its identity. Now look how the identity is restricted. The boy sitting next to me raised his hand. There are so many boys sitting in the class, but we are restricted to that boy who is sitting next to me. So identity of that boy is restricted. The boy sitting next to me raised his hand. So here the is used. Now, thank you for the advice you gave me. Here, advice. This advice is restricted because that advice, specific advice, has been given to me. So, thank you for the advice you gave me. So, here also the identity is restricted. So, here also we will use the. Then one more thing in rule number 2. Use the when the noun refers to something or someone unique. It says the theory of relativity. Theory of relativity is a unique one. Then the 2003 federal budget, a unique one. So in front of unique things, whenever it refers to a unique thing, we always use the in front of that. This is what rule number 2 is. Then comes rule number 3, all things in general. When we say all things or things in general, use no article. As I said, that there will be no article. Either it is countable or non-countable. Use no article with plural count nouns or non-count nouns. Use to mean all or in general. Now, look at the example. All trees are beautiful in the fall. Tree, here noun is there, but in front of this noun there is no article. Because these generally we are speaking about trees. So all trees are beautiful. All are trees is not, article will not fit. Sometimes it happens you get a paragraph and teacher will give a blank over here between all and trees. And sometimes what students will do, that they will put a over there. Okay ji, this is a consonant starting with consonant, so Sir Javed told us put a over there before consonant. But rule number 3 says that things in general we never use, we use no article before either it is a countable or uncountable. Here trees are not countable, no. We are talking about all trees, but it is in general, so therefore no article. He was asking for advice in general. If teacher will give blank over here, because this is noun, but here also we will not use any article. So general advice. Then here last time the advice was given to me. This is in general. I do not like coffee. Coffee. Noun is in general. So if teacher will give a blank over here, then we will not use any article over here. Because again the rule number 3 says that no article before count nouns and no article before non-count nouns in general. Additional information. I have explained you all the 3 rules. But additional information about articles. Remember, this is very important. When indicating an unspecified limited amount of a noun or a non-count noun. When we say unspecified, common ho gaya, general ho gaya. My cousin was seeking some advice. He was looking for some advice. from the counselor. So, in general, unspecified, what type of advice want from counselor, it is unspecified thing. So, before unspecified thing also, we will not use any article over here. Then, I would love some coffee right now. I would love, this is my wish, you can say, that I would love some, or need, wish or need, that I would love some coffee. If teacher, before this noun, if teacher will give a blank over here, then even here there will be no article, because unspecified thing is there. I would love some coffee right now. Clear? Now we come to this count and non-count, or singular and plural. If we will go with this, then I will say that non-count nouns. What are non-count nouns? Non-count nouns are those which usually cannot be counted. Rice, milk, water, sugar. We can't count these things. Now, in food and drink item, non-count nouns, we are not using any article before this. So, beef, bread, butter, candy, fish, corn, oil, milk, tea, yogurt, cream. Can you count these things? No. These food items we cannot count. Then what food substances we cannot count? Non-food substances. These are food substances. Air we cannot count. Cement, dust, gasoline, paper, plastic, snow, wood, gold, wool. We cannot count this thing. When I say paper, you will say, sir, in book I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are counting pages. Paper is simple. You cannot count what is used in that. Most abstract nouns, we have learnt abstract. Advice, anger, beauty, courage, love, fun, poverty, satisfaction, truth. These are all abstract nouns. And we are not using any article before that. Areas of study: history, math, biology. Our math period, our biology period, no. Sports: soccer, that is football, hockey, cricket, polo. These are all non-count nouns. Languages: Chinese, you cannot count language. Chinese, English, Spanish, others. Leaving all these. Clothing, furniture, jewelry, mail, violence, weather, truth. So you can't count these things. These are non-count. So I have given you the examples of many non-countable nouns. And where we will use the. Use the before. All United countries, the famous countries, large regions, a big region, deserts, Sahara Desert, oceans, deep seas, seas, rivers, canals, islands. We have to use the before these because these are all specific things. Then do not use the before. Streets, parks, cities, states, single lakes or single mountains. We are not going to use the before these nouns. Like example I am giving you. I do not want a gun. Look, gun is a noun and in one case a is there, in second case the is there. Now remember, and in third case there is no article. So I want to clear this thing in front of you. Now look, I do not want a gun in my house. I do not want gun in my house. So a gun, not specific. Then the gun is in his cupboard. Police came and asked, where is the gun? The gun is in his cupboard because we are looking for a specific noun. Here the noun is specific. So the gun is in the cupboard. Here I do not want a gun in my house. Now look at the third stage, that I am afraid of guns. I am afraid of guns. Whatever type of gun is this, specific or non-specific. General. So no article. In general, there is no article. So I am afraid of guns. Then if teacher will give a blank in front of this gun, then there should be no article. Because we are talking about all guns in general. So my dear students and teachers, this is what completely I have explained you the topic article. Now I hope that you all will work on this, and next time whenever you are going to fill in the blanks with articles, if you are doing this exercise, I hope that if you have listened very carefully, if you will listen this video again and again, if you will practice what Sir Javed has told you in this video, then I believe me that you will feel no problem in future when you are dealing with articles. So at the end, I will request you to please subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for yourself. And again, I am repeating my words: spread knowledge. Whatever you have learned from someone, spread it to others. Now, how you will spread it to others? You will not go out and tell your neighbor, oh please listen, I have learned articles, so please you also learn from me. Because Sir Javed said, when I will spread the education, I will gain education. So he will not listen to you. So you will say that Sir Javed Aziz, I have learned articles from Sir Javed Aziz and I have liked it very much. So subscribe his channel, you will find many videos. So by this you will spread, and how you will gain? Again and again I am sending, you will press the bell icon and you will receive many videos from my side. So love you all. I hope that you will work on this. So thank you very much and take care. Allah Hafiz.